Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation follow. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Ellen? Here. LaFour? Mistrovich?
Here.
Reindell?
Here.
Ricks?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Warren?
Here.
Motion to accept Dennis LaFour not being at the meeting tonight for being out of town would be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Happy 60th birthday to Dennis. It was a surprise party, and they didn't realize the meeting was moved to Tuesday. So, but they are out of town, so we are proper here. Any other discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to approval of minutes for the city council meeting from August 19th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion. Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on those minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. I believe you're on the agenda, both of you. Okay, we'll move on. Adoption of agenda, Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? Need a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
What's been made and supported. Any discussion on that? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
What's been made and supported. There is no discussion on the consent agenda according to our rules. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration. We have four this evening. The first one being consideration of a special event request, Moose Lodge, Michigan Dressers. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider a special event request from the Richmond Moose Lodge and Michigan Dressers Motorcycle Club to conduct their 37th annual Toy Run for Kids on Grand Trunk between Main and Howard Street on Sunday, October 6th, 2024. The ride will begin and end on Grand Trunk. The motorcycle club will also be utilizing the Richmond Moose Lodge for the event. The organizers of the event would like to snow fence off a portion of Grand Trunk Avenue from the Moose Lodge to the front edge of Shepherd Sales and Service to allow people to have their alcohol out there as well as behind the lodge. I believe this is the 5th year that they've partnered with the Moose here in town.
Very good. Would you like to make a presentation at all? Add to that? You'd have to do it on the microphone so people at home can hear. You guys are good? Okay. City Council, is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the special event requests for the Richmond Moose Lodge and Michigan Dressers Motorcycle Club to conduct their 37th annual Toy Run for Kids, including the closure of Grand Trunk Avenue from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, October 6, 2024, and use of Grand Trunk from the Moose Lodge to Shepherd's for the reception following.
Support.
What's been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this?
I just have a question for the organizers. Will you be requesting the fire department to block off? Is it the same route, I guess?
It'll be the same route as we ran in previous.
Do you still need the fire department to block off M19 in school section?
If you
Just
would.
so, because I can pass that along to the chief.
Yes, if you would, yeah. The same places would be school section and M19.
Yep.
I would need the fire department, and really, that's the only place because the local officers here in Richmond take care of everything else that's in the village limits.
Okay, no problem. I'll pass that along to the chief.
I appreciate
They'll
that.
Could
handle
you
it.
state your name for the record, please?
My name's Don Wyatt.
Okay, you've been here a couple times, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I'm the one representing with Hillary.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Good event for our community. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have one more motion for the signage, I believe.
I'll make a motion to approve the banner request for a small banner promoting the Richmond Moose Lodge and Michigan Dressers Motorcycle Club's 37th Annual Toy Run for Kids to be placed in the grass area near Grand Trunk and M19 beginning on Friday, September 20th, 2024.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We hope for good weather. Good riding. You bet. Thanks for bringing it and keeping it in Richmond. We appreciate it.
Thanks for all the help.
Yep, take
You bet.
care.
Item number 2 is consideration of special event request, UPS Store of Richmond. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider a request for a special event for a mobile food vendor for the UPS store in Richmond to have a mobile food vendor Pops Eats on the Streets on site for their grand opening ribbon cutting ceremony on Friday, September 27th from noon to 5 p.m. But they'll be doing a ribbon cutting. I did speak to the owners. They'd hoped to be here tonight, but their store closes at 7, so I probably anticipate that they'll be walking in sometime right now.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the special event request for mobile food vendors from the UPS store of Richmond to have a mobile food vendor Pops Eats on the Streets on site for the ribbon cutting ceremony on Friday, September 27th from 12 p.m. until 5 p.m.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this item? And there is no audience. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3 is consideration of establishing city council quarterly meeting date. Mr. City Manager?
Council is being asked to schedule its next quarterly roundtable meeting. Roundtable meetings are normally scheduled for January, April, July, and October. The 2 meetings in October this year, or this next month, are October 7th and the 21st, if you wish to have it on the same night as a regular meeting.
Thank you. If council would, we'd drop our rules and discuss this before we make a motion.
Sure.
I'd recommend the 21st. It's, the 7th is going to come up pretty quick. Would that work better for the administration also to?
Absolutely.
The 21st is our second regular meeting of October, 5:30, like we normally do.
Sounds good.
Sound good, everybody? Okay. Can we have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion. Go ahead, Emily.
All right, to schedule the special quarterly roundtable meeting of the City Council on October 21st, 2024 at City Hall beginning at 5:30 p.m.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Being not, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Our 4th item is consideration of an AED purchase for the police and community center. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider the purchase of 4 AED units, and the request is for 3 units for the police department and 1 for the community center. Each year, the Richmond Onyx EMS goes through all of the AED units at city facilities and the police department to check them to see if they need a new battery or pads or anything like that, any supplies. As they did that, they noticed that the ones at the PD were, as Jeff White mentioned, end of life. And so he's recommending that they be replaced. And also, after reviewing it, noticed that the one at the community center was the same. So the 3 for the police department are a little more expensive as they are kind of a more ruggedized unit. The one at the community center hangs on the wall in a case, so doesn't get the wear and tear that the police units may get being in the cars. With that, because we get this recommendation from EMS and they do all the maintenance through the years or the life of the units, we do request that you waive purchasing ordinance requirements and award the bid to the striker that Richmond Onyx EMS is recommending.
Very good, thank you. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to waive purchasing ordinance requirements due to section 64-53D and authorize the purchase of 4 AED units in the amount of $10,519.08 from Stryker.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Being not, Roll call, please.
Stravich,
Yes.
Rindell,
Yep.
Ricks.
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Motion does pass. We also have a second motion to do the community center.
Amend the budget.
Yeah, amend the budget at the community center. Thank you, John. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to amend the general fund police department equipment acquisition line item from $98,832 to $107,143, and recreation fund, parks and recreation, oh my goodness, I should have read this beforehand, community center, buildings, maintenance supplies line, from $1,300 to $3,509.
Support.
Most have been made and support. Good job, Emily.
What she said.
Oh, my goodness.
That wasn't an easy one to spit out. Any discussion on this one?
Sorry for the extra word in the motion there. That kind of
Yeah.
It
threw
just
us
set
off.
me all, it was downward from there.
Yeah. If there's no other discussion, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Miscellaneous matters from the city manager, sir.
Just good luck to the festival.
Council comments. Michael?
No, same thing. Good luck at the festival.
Jim?
Yeah, good luck with the festival. Hopefully, what they were talking about on the weather station, I turned until I found one that said it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be cool, but it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
And don't forget that school has started and you gotta stop for them buses.
Yep, absolutely, yeah.
I concur with everything.
John?
Nothing tonight.
Nothing new to add.
Okay. Same thing with the festival, you know, we hope we have good weather. If we don't, we are somewhat prepared for that with Plan B for some of our events, but we're looking forward to another good festival this year, and thanks to the administration and employees of the city of Richmond who have been of great help with some of the items that we just couldn't handle ourselves. We certainly appreciate that, and all of our sponsors, they've been fantastic this year, helping sponsor and pay for this open-air festival. We can't say enough good about our community coming out this year. So we hope everybody has a safe and memorable Good Old Days weekend. So we turn to the calendar here today, being the 3rd of September. Of course, the festival starts on Thursday, the 5th, and runs through Sunday. Library board meeting will be on the 9th at 5:30 at the library. On the 12th, we have a 7 o'clock planning commission meeting. And in 2 weeks, our next regular city council meeting will be at 7 o'clock on the 16th of September. Where it's never too early to mention the scarecrow decorating contest that we have during the fall here. The entries are due by October 4th. And any questions on the scarecrow decorating contest, call the Parks and Recreation Department at 727-3064. Yeah. So that's what's going on. That's coming up before you know it. Fall's here. Weather kind of feels that way the last couple of days, but it's supposed to go back up again for a couple of days and then drop back down again in temperature. So it's it is definitely fall in Richmond. So with that, is there any other business of the city council this evening? If not,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
motion been made and supported. There's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass.